Okay, so this is Saturday Morning Cartoons. We are going to be watching Tales from the Crypt Keeper, and I'm going to post the episode link in the chat. And if you're watching, just give us a shout out so we know that you're there.
Definitely. We're going with some Tales from the Crypt Keeper today.
Yes, this is one that I did for the Tune In podcast. This is one of the ones that I chose.
This is one of the episodes?
Yeah. So
oh, really?
I know this one is a good one, so
cool.
I feel confident about doing this one.
Well, just reading the description here, it's a dark and stormy night when Mildred and Camille's car breaks down in the middle of nowhere. After a sleepless night at a creepy Victorian inn and a spine-chilling visit from a real ghost, the girls soon find themselves caught up in the middle of an eerie puzzle that involves a ship sunk at sea, a tattered teddy bear at the town's curio shop, and a century-old mystery of the weeping woman. It's interesting.
Yeah. So that's the first section. And then the second section is like a reporter that's sent to investigate a haunted house. So
yeah, that one didn't get any description. They stopped it there. That's interesting.
So Andrea is with us.
Yeah, so Andrea's over on YouTube, and Brandon's hanging out with us on Google Hangouts.
Yeah, absolutely. So if everybody has the setup pulled up, we will go ahead and start. I'm going to count it down. It's going to be 3, 2, 1, play.
Forgot to turn the volume on.
I know. I always forget that.
Oh, well, we got some quality here. This looks like HD. Seriously, this is nice quality. Oh, wait a minute. It went pixelated. That beginning of the moon looked good. Wait a minute. Is this the same intro from the beginning of the series?
Yeah.
We haven't seen the witch or the Vault Keeper at all.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is from the second season.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait a minute here. This is not the same. Because I don't remember these characters at all. Are they like now in the beginning?
Yeah, they show up throughout all the intros and outros and all of that. So
wow, that's cool. I didn't know they did that. I definitely wasn't watching by the time the second season started, I'll be honest.
I watched it all the way through, although I did not watch the third season when they brought it back in the late 90s and the animation was terrible. I did not watch that part. Yeah, some Canadian company brought it back, but the animation was considerably lower quality.
Huh, okay. Is this the first episode of the second season?
I don't think so.
We're getting some establishing shots here. Whoever directed this is serious.
Yeah, yeah. I do know the Vault Keeper shows up in the beginning of the All the Gory Details segment. So
okay. Is it Katz? What's his last name, or what's his first name?
The
guy.
John
the
Kassir.
Voice. Oh yeah, thank you, John Kassir. Is he the voice of the Crypt Keeper as well?
I believe so, but I'm not sure.
I mean, it sounds pretty much exactly right.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, the time that it would take to record these would be so minimal, and he'd get paid a ton. So yeah. It would be silly for him not to do it.
Oh, there's the witch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that happens every time she shows up. All the mirrors break because she's so ugly.
Oh my god. Wow, that's crazy to me. Kids would have no idea who the old witch was. They probably wouldn't know who the Crypt Keeper is, to be honest. They shouldn't anyways.
They would know the Crypt Keeper because it was on HBO. But yeah, they wouldn't know the old witch or the Vault Keeper. And they look pretty much like they did in the comics. And the old witch was the host of my favorite EC comic, which is Haunt of Fear. So I'm always excited to see her.
The quality is solid here, right? Am I wrong? Like this looks good.
It's good.
It's probably better than it was in its original run.
Probably.
Andrea says she remembers this one.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool that you got to watch it after school. Like this was strictly Saturday mornings. I don't think they ever syndicated this beyond Saturday mornings for us.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I think we would have been getting to the age where cartoons weren't like on our radars anymore, right? This was what, mid 90s?
This is pretty late, but I think because I didn't get to watch Tales from the Crypt, I was very much like, oh, I'm watching this.
My thing was like, I was watching Tales of the Crypt. I was like, what is this chump change? I'm not watching this. I watched the real stuff.
My dad didn't even want me to watch this because he was like, this is too scary.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's crazy how that formed like two completely different parent styles, like, and we both ended up on the same path. So see, it didn't work. What your parents tried to do, it didn't work at all.
I mean, I think it worked in the opposite way because I was like, but I want to, and now I want to even more because it's not allowed.
Yeah. Brandon, when you were a kid, did you get to watch like scary stuff?
It depended on who I was with. Like, my grandparents kept me a lot because my parents worked a bunch, and my dad's mom, she wouldn't let me watch anything scary, so I had to watch like Young and the Restless with her. But my other grandmother, like, I could watch any horror movie I wanted, and she actually let me watch Stephen King's It when it first aired on TV, and that gave me nightmares about clowns for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I watched it in its original run. Yeah, we both did, right? We talked about that.
I didn't watch it in its original run, but the same thing happened to my husband. He was over at his grandmother's house, and she let him watch it, and he was scared. He's scared of clowns ever since. So
I remember it was in my old house because we moved when I was in 5th or 6th grade to the house behind us. And I remember watching the miniseries. It's in its original run. I remember the room I was sitting in and everything. And there's only certain scenes that I remember. Like I remember the dog head in the psych ward specifically. Yeah. And I remember Audra with the balloons. It was really kind of those really intense scenes are the ones that I remember the most.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing that I always remember, because I don't think I watched it until I was in middle school. The thing that I always remembered was the Stan's head in the fridge. Like for some reason that really made a big impression on me.
Are you telling me that these two characters are named Mildred and Camille?
Apparently.
Who wrote this? Like,
well, if they pulled
their children.
If they pulled this from an original story, I mean, it would have been in the 50s.
Is that what they did? They like kept the names the same and everything?
I think for some of them.
Dude, that was gross to watch an old person put their teeth in. I don't know. Have you ever seen an old person put their teeth in? There's a lot of suction sounds, and it's not pleasant. They usually don't do it in front of people unless they're like senile.
This kind of reminds me of In the Mouth of Madness when they stay at the hotel and the old lady's like freaking out.
Is there that girl's voice sounds very similar.
I think they used a lot of the same voice actors as things like Magic School Bus and stuff that was on at the same time.
What season is this? Season 2, you said?
Yeah, this would be season 2.
The Weeping Woman?
Yeah. So Andrea said that her parents were careful at first, but she watched Ghostbusters 2, and there was a moment when there was like all the heads in the subway, and she's like, I think I know how they filmed that. And then her parents knew she'd be okay. So that's cool. I like that a lot. I like.
Oh my gosh. Yesterday was day 1 for Are You Afraid of the Dark with my students.
Was it really? How did they like it?
Laughing in the Dark, which Brandon, you picked already. Yeah. You're the only one that sent in a pick, so you're getting both of them. Cool. We watched Laughing in the Dark, and one of my students legit looked at the screen and she's like, why are they doing so many close-ups? And I was like, that's it. You're a monster, kid. I'm telling you right now, if you're calling them out for close-ups, because I do the same thing. And I'll admit there were excessive close-ups, and she totally called it in the right way.
Is that your super smart student?
He is one of the super smart students. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't the top of the class, but she was very intelligent. Yeah, she totally called him for all the close-ups. And then another girl, it was all the girls that wanted to stay in. The whole class had the option because it was the first day, but all the boys wanted to go outside and play football. And it's like, I'm not going to keep you inside if you would want to go play football. So the other one called right away, who the carnival guy with the cigar. She's like, I bet that's a ghost. Like, she said it so matter-of-factly. I was like, oh my God, have you seen this before? How did you guess that? Like, that's amazing. Yeah, neither one of these people did anything, the voices. Although one of them did tons. She was the voice of Madeline. That's what it was. One of them was the voice of Madeline. Like that girl with the hat, right? She was in France, I think.
Yeah, the yellow hat.
Yeah, absolutely.
That girl. So the voice of Madeline is in this episode. She's the one playing. Which one?
The dark-haired girl, I would imagine.
What are their names in the show? I don't know. Oh, she plays Mildred. Is Mildred the dark-haired girl?
I think Mildred might be the red-haired girl.
She was also in Friday the 13th series.
Oh wow, fancy.
Which we're gonna watch eventually, I think.
Yeah. We're doing Are You Afraid of the Dark right now. Eventually we're gonna get to Friday the 13th series.
Look at the difference between that window. Like, he looked horrifying, and then they rolled down the window and he's just a goofy guy with a mustache. That's ridiculous. Man, I feel bad because every time I talk about my classroom, I remember that I didn't remember to take a picture again. So Tab, you asked, and Andrea asked as well to see a picture. I keep forgetting. Like, I haven't sent either of you a picture of my classroom, and I'm like, oh man, I totally forgot to do it.
Yeah, I kind of expected it. It's no big deal.
I know. Like, I just don't think of it when I'm there. Like, I'm trying to,
you're
start
working.
the year, and it's just like super busy. Look at that tow truck.
It's amazing. It's the most 90s tow truck
Well,
ever.
why is it neon pink?
I don't know.
I can't stand that guy's voice. It reminds me of the character from Five Goes West, that dog.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to sound like somebody from like a Western TV show. Maybe
Royal Dano. Royal Dano talked like that.
Oh, maybe.
He's just mumbling random car stuff. Oil everywhere.
I haven't heard Crime in Italy in a while, so that was interesting.
Why do we need this shot? This is like 3 minutes of him fixing the car, just his feet.
It's supposed to build suspense.
Filler. Yeah, this looks like a great place to go window shopping for like a teenage girl.
It seems like a good place to find a haunted artifact, is what it seems like.
Absolutely. Look at that. God, they didn't even like colorize it. They just made it one color. It's brown.
Yeah.
I also did that video with the difference between a piano that was $600. I think I told you about that video, Tab. There's a video that shows the audio difference between a $600. I think the next one is $1,500. Then it's like $15,000. Then it's like $70,000.
Whoa.
And then I think the last piano is like $150,000. And it just shows the difference between the sound of the piano. And the whole point is like investment. Like, you usually, when you make an investment in quality, you get something in return. And that's what I wanted to illustrate. And they were like, wow, it sounds so different. It's like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
There are some things worth spending money on.
Yeah. And things like, I think the higher dollar amount that it is, and the craftsmanship that goes into it is
totally worth it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if I heard that in a store, I'd run so fast. Crying children is just a scary sound. Instant faint.
Oh, I guess the dark hair girl is Mildred. Okay, never mind. That's an unfortunate name.
And hers was the voice that I recognized. She sounds like a real voice actor, though, doesn't she?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like she's doing considerably a better job. You know what would have been really cool is if they legit made cartoon versions, like scary cartoon versions of the Tales from the Crypt show. Like they just went all gore, like literally just animated versions of the real live action.
Yeah, it would almost be like a living comic book because that's what the comic books were.
Yes. I mean, this is very child friendly. And I get it. Of course, that was their demographic, but it would be so cool. There's no thing like that, right? There, aside from anime, I suppose.
Anime, yeah. I mean,
What about Watership Down?
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
Is that a Rankin Bass? Because I think that came out along
sure.
Like The Hobbit and Last Unicorn.
But I remember it being very bloody and violent, surprisingly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard things about it. I just haven't seen it.
Rex Collins is the publisher.
Oh, weird.
Rex Collins. Sorry.
I think it was around the same time though, because weirdly, like the late or maybe late 60s, early 70s was a time when there was a lot of like adult cartoons. Andrea says that Netflix might be good for that idea with Castlevania and Devilman.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about those as well. Castlevania, especially. I think it got fairly decent reviews.
Yeah, people seem to like it. That ghost looks demented.
But that's intense. I like that. That's a very scary ghost. Again, if I saw that, I'd be very frightened.
Yeah.
It's funny because they're still blinking. They're just standing there with their mouths open, blinking. I can't believe they're having a conversation while that ghost is there screaming at them.
Seriously.
The bravest souls on earth. Kind of scary.
It's kind of reminds me of the librarian from Ghostbusters.
Yes, a little bit, yeah. You're right.
Thing. Absolutely. So traditional animation, Rankin Bass, The Hobbit, Return of the King, Last Unicorn, Flight of the Dragons. I never saw.
Nope.
And I didn't see their version of Wind in the Willows either.
No.
They did do King Kong Escapes, which is a Godzilla movie, actually.
Oh, that's crazy. Andrea says that Ghost is saying, "Excuse me, trying to be terrifying over here."
Yeah, except it's like lost in translation, right? Like they're actually saying that, like that's what the ghost is saying, but because it's dead, they can't hear it, right?
Yeah, it just sounds like screaming.
Yeah.
Keep her busy.
Like, it's really funny to me that they're just not taking this ghost seriously at all. Yeah, that's a more appropriate response.
Yeah.
You know what we should also do is, speaking of Ghostbusters, like there were some serious good episodes of the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
the Boogeyman episode was fucking awesome. The Saturday morning cartoons. I shouldn't be saying that word. But,
there's no kids here, so
I know. But yeah, the Boogeyman's great. Sam Hain, those episodes they did, like, even though they didn't, I swear they called him Sam Hain. I don't think they call him Samhain.
I'm sure they did, because like, what kid is gonna know what Samhain is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we could do Gravity Falls, but they're not on YouTube, because I think there's a couple of episodes of Gravity Falls that would be great.
Yeah.
The one where they get locked in the convenience store is awesome. And the one that we did for the commentary, the Trickster one, is really good.
Yeah. Summerween.
Yeah. I still want them to make a Funko Trickster, but they never will.
Yeah, instead they'll make like the most mundane Funkos on Earth.
They made the triangle guy. What are you talking about?
We
The
do
Trickster is
have
way better.
we do have Black Phillip though, and he's
We
totally
do.
awesome.
Yeah, I actually have mine right here as well.
Yeah. I hope that more people saw The Witch because of Black Phillip Funko.
I also do. It was that was an interesting conversation with Chris because like I got to go pick up Black Phillip and he's never seen The Witch and he was just like I don't know what that means. And so then I had to explain it to him.
Oh my God. A little lady in white as well with the cliff there.
Yes, absolutely. And this is the ghost from the beginning. So like we get to see her origin story, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of sad, to be honest.
Very much like Lady in White though.
Yes.
Down to like the stars coming out and sucking them up.
Mm-hmm. Black Phillip is awesome, Andrea. It's a great Funko. My favorite song for that movie. Have you ever seen A Dream Walking?
Yep.
That reminds me, I need to update our Spotify playlist. It's been a while. I bet there's a ton of repo on Spotify.
Please don't put anything on there.
I'll put like, I don't know. There's like one or two good songs.
Yeah, I guess you could put the one with Anthony had the Thankless Job one. That one's not bad.
That one's not bad. And then there's also like the one with the brothers arguing isn't bad either.
Yeah.
We got to advertise that more. I never talk about that on the show anymore.
Yeah.
Brandon, did you know we have a Spotify playlist?
I did not.
And it's called the Test Pattern Classic. It's just one or two songs from every movie that we've covered. And it's like a massive playlist.
Nice. Yeah. I'll write that down.
Yeah. I got to do the same thing with the YouTube playlist because I was doing all the trailers.
I'll make a post about that on Twitter and I'll put it at Facebook too.
Okay.
We have a couple of followers on there. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like they only, even though they have both names on here, they only have the one episode. So I will find all the gory details so that we can watch that one as well.
Yeah, because we usually do 2 episodes anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like it's the same person. So.
All right, tab Contain Yourself. They do have Repo the Genetic Opera.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, no.
So I posted a link in the Google Hangout chat, and I'm also going to post it in the YouTube chat too. So.
Doomhilda. I actually kind of like that name, to be honest. I'm not even going to lie.
Doomhilda.
That's actually a cool name. That's a cool name for like a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah.
All right, so is Mark It Up the name of the song with the...
Mark It Up is, yeah, the name of the song with the brothers.
We like that one enough to put on the classic?
I mean, if you do, yeah.
Okay. Sweeney Todd. Also on there. Yeah, so let's go for all the gory details, huh?
Yeah. So I posted it in both chats. You guys should be able to pull it up, and I'll give you a minute to do that. This is the one where the reporter gets sent to investigate. I guess it's a mad scientist.
Okay.
And then yeah. So if you guys have that pulled up, we'll hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah, I kind of like the second intro a lot, but I hope the Vault Keeper's in this one. Is he cool?
The Vault Keeper is in this one, yeah. I like, as far as the cartoon goes, I like the Vault Keeper the best, I think.
Yeah. That gargoyle is pretty wicked too. It's like a Crypt Keeper gargoyle. Like he's got the face of the Crypt Keeper.
And I think in the cartoon, the Vault Keeper's kind of like an inventor.
Oh, neat.
So he comes up with a bunch of torture.
I'll say I like his voice a lot more. Even though I'm only hearing like giggling. And that's a different laugh too.
Is it? Wow.
I thought so. Not different as in like a different actor, but
like a different one from the first. I can't even remember the laugh from the first opening.
The first opening was much more of a monster mash.
Yeah, that's true. Because they get around the TV and they start watching TV.
What is that? A paper shredder? Like, why does it have to be such a huge paper shredder?
I don't know,
because he's an inventor. Is that why?
Yeah, probably.
Is that how they make paper? I'm not even kidding.
I mean, that's how they made paper back in the day.
That was the fastest printing press in existence.
Yes. There you go. You get the Vault Keeper.
Dude, I love this intro though. Look at that. Look at that little like what would that be, like title card? It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Generic newspaper name for the win.
City Tribune. Just not even the name, just city.
Yep.
Archives. A.
Is that like a legit microfiche? What is she working on there?
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, even then, microfiche was not a thing at this point, was it?
I mean, I think it was in smaller areas. The base library had microfiche for sure, because that's the first time I ever saw one.
Andrea says she remembers this episode too.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's kind of like it's kind of like an Island of Dr. Moreau meets Frankenstein kind of deal, I think.
Well, I love the Island of Dr. Moreau. I'd love to cover those.
Yeah.
The book is very short. We could read that quickly.
For sure. We could do the one with Charles Lawton and then the Marlon Brando one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Are we skipping the 70s one?
I don't know. I've never seen the 70s one.
It's weird. I mean, they're all weird. It's the Island of Dr. Moreau for sure. But 70s one, Burt Lancaster played Moreau in that one.
Okay.
And what's the name of the guy? I can't think of his name. He's famous too. The guy that plays the visitor of the island. Oh my gosh. Full Moon Pictures did a sequel called Dr. Moreau's House of Pain.
What?
Yeah, in 2004.
That's crazy. I wonder if Ginger Dead Man shows up.
Good God. I hope not. It's painful to watch.
That was another Fred pick, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Michael York is in that one, in the 70s one.
Oh, okay. Yet another deserted town.
It's like the same town.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna go window shopping.
Wouldn't this be awesome if it was the same hotel and they just all takes place in the same universe?
I mean, did they originally run together, these two episodes?
This is episode 18. I'm guessing not, because I definitely don't think this was an hour show. And these were both like 22 minutes.
Oh, actually, this is the episode before The Weeping Woman.
Oh,
at
is it
least
really?
according to IMDb? Yeah.
Well, the person on YouTube is wrong.
Well, and actually, IMDb lists them differently as well. This one aired October 1st, 1994, and The Weeping Woman was October 8th, 1994.
Okay.
That sounds like John Astin. Is that John Astin?
I don't know. You'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I am gonna. I think it is. Is it Harold Klump? Is he the one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Harvey Atkin. Sounds a lot like him. He's got a screenshot on, or a mugshot on IMDb.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was in Meatballs. He was one of the characters in Meatballs.
Crazy.
Yeah.
This guy looks
Small
like
world.
standard 50s dad.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. As like, do reporters? I mean, I know in the 90s, I guess they were doing this, but like today, there's not reporters like this, right? It's all on the internet. They don't like go around and do stuff like this, do they? Like investigative journalism?
Yeah, they still have to interview people.
Yeah, but it's like Vice now, isn't it? It's like super risky stuff.
I think it depends on what paper you work for, or what news outlet you work for.
Yeah.
Because like Ronan Farrow is doing a bunch of investigative journalism for the New Yorker.
Yeah. Oh, remember switches like that? I do.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is like a real old-fashioned turnkey door, like a bedroom door that has a keyhole, is actually more expensive now than just a standard.
If you watch even an episode of American Pickers, they're all about doors and door handles and all that stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. They pay like thousands of dollars for doors.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. It is. I agree. It is crazy.
When we first bought our house, we were looking at all that stuff, and Chris kind of was like looking at the stuff that looked a little more vintage, and it was twice as much as just the regular push button door.
So Andrea said she was 8 when she first watched this episode. Oh, the show started airing there in Bavaria in 1994.
I think it was like 91, 92 for us.
Yeah, well, this one was 94 specifically, but I think the first season, like you said, was 92.
Okay.
This one was October 94, October 1st. This would have been right around Halloween. And okay, what were you in 94? You would have been 11, so you're 6th grade?
6th grade. That was the year of the sandwich.
That was the year of the sandwich. I think I had stopped by then. I'm not even kidding. As sad as that is, I don't think I went as anything that year.
That was my last. Actually, I don't think I did go trick-or-treating that year because that was the year I got sick. Yeah. I did go to my like school Halloween party and I was dressed as a sandwich. My mom had me dressed in like a witch costume and then made giant pieces of bread with frog legs. And so I was a sandwich.
That's awesome. The first episode aired in 93. We were both wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Late 93, September of 93. It's like back to school time of 93.
Yeah, so I would have been 10. This is right at the end of me watching cartoons for sure. Because I would have already been in Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Well, I also think that in general, this is kind of the end of morning cartoons as it was anyways. It wasn't necessarily also that we stopped, but it was like, this is when they stopped showing them in general.
No, because there were definitely ones after this, like the stuff like Pepper Ann and Recess and stuff. Because
was that Saturday morning or was that after school?
Yeah, because I babysat for people that watch this, so I ended up watching them kind of vicariously. But yeah, that would have been 95, 96 because that was right when I started babysitting.
The male reporter here is ridiculous. This guy is insane.
Yeah, he's the most sexist person ever.
Most sexist person. He's the most like stereotypical, like overweight, eating sandwiches. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't have a stogie hanging out of his mouth all the time. If it wasn't for kids, that is clearly Frankenstein. What the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
Oh God, that guy's just gross. For being on YouTube, I'm amazed at how nice this looks.
Yeah, for sure. And even just the animation, like all of the lightning animation and the storm stuff has been really good. This is actually a well done cartoon for back then.
What is YTV? I mean, do they have a bunch of cool stuff on here?
I don't know. It almost looks like a real channel.
Huh. They have all of Invader Zim on here.
Wow.
I can't believe they can get away with that, to be honest.
That's why I'm thinking it might be, because there are some real like local channels that are able that put stuff on YouTube and they just rotate stuff out.
Oh, okay.
So it might be something like that.
There's a Mr. T TV show called TNT.
What? Really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you.
That's crazy.
It's at least 60 episodes because they're all on YouTube.
That's crazy.
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs? I don't remember that. Do you?
No.
It looks cool as hell, though. It looks like it's totally out of the 90s. That sounds scary. Your cats sound like that. I think my cat doesn't sound like that because there's never another cat near her, so she doesn't make that sound.
Yeah. Well, it's really just my smaller cat that screams at the bigger cat all the time.
I've never seen a flashlight that makes a beam like that.
Yeah,
like never. And yet cartoons do it all the time.
Well, it's kind of like the air conditioner with the little strings taped onto it. How are you going to know that it's actually on? Unless
yes, exactly. Man, there's a lot of screaming at each other's face in this episode. They're always like bumbling into each other screaming. God, this would be freaky. This actually looks like the Tales from the Crypt beginning, to be honest. That spiral stone staircase looks exactly like. Great Caesar's Ghosts. It's been a long time since I heard that one too. Actually, he probably did really good if he's reanimating life. He probably was really good at school.
For real.
They're not even like nervous for a second that someone like might walk in on them. Like they're just walking around lifting sheets and leaving fingerprints, taking pictures everywhere.
She also has like a personal camera. That's not what reporters would use. They would use like an actual camera with a lens.
Yeah. They can't hear the growling of the Frankenstein monsters all around them.
They're too busy yelling at each other.
Little echo there.
Yeah.
I love the old like commercial break moments.
Yeah,
like, that was totally a commercial.
I
would love it if they put old commercials in there. I remember we lost ourselves down that rabbit hole a little bit looking at, oh my God, I would be freaking out right now. A bunch of monsters like that, I would be losing my mind. That's like nightmare stuff, to be honest. Yeah. Screaming, dead, reanimated bodies that are all mismatched together. That's scary.
She takes a picture.
Yeah, right when it flashed too. So the lightning flash got good exposure, right?
Sure. Yeah, it does look like Night of the Demons. That's some great animation.
That is awesome animation. I remember that specifically. That was surprising. Actually, I think I'm gonna make like a really great playlist this year for our Halloween. We need to do that, Tab. Our Halloween playlist.
Mm-hmm.
If only we had time to actually watch that playlist.
Yeah, for real. So you see, it's kind of like Island of Dr. Moreau, where there's all these different little mutants.
Yes. I'm genuinely excited to watch Island of Dr. Moreau. Like all of them, any of them. I happen to like the Marlon Brando one. I think it's bizarre. And I think it's got that great documentary, Lost Soul, which is amazing.
I like it because it has David Thewlis, and I like him as an actor. So.
Yeah. That might have been the first thing I ever saw him in. Either that or Dragonheart. I don't know.
Dragonheart was mine.
Did that come out first? Because I saw that right when it came out. I might have seen it first.
I saw that in theaters.
Oh, God.
I definitely wouldn't have seen Island of Dr. Moreau until I was an adult.
Oh, does Dragonheart hold up at all? Sorry, Brandon.
Oh, I don't think so.
You saw what, Brandon?
Oh, I saw it in theaters.
Dragonheart?
Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, wow.
I had the Dragonheart novelization.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's some great novelizations out there that we're missing out on.
The Dragonheart one was surprisingly solid. I think it was better than the movie, to be honest.
I remember checking out the Gremlins novelization, like checking out from my local library.
Too bad you didn't actually have it. I mean, how awesome would that be?
God, I know. It would be amazing. Well, yeah, I would imagine so. They are freaks. God, I hate that. that kind of stuff really. This is a house of nightmares for me.
Yeah. But the butler's super articulate, so that's the twist.
Look at that one guy who's just like doing the hand motion the whole time. He hasn't stopped.
I think it's weird that they gave him like a Peter Lorre face, but he has a super deep voice.
Yeah, yeah. That green one, his head is demented. It's like freaking me out. They all look so sad. That's what it is that they look sad. Yeah, you don't have to ask me twice. I'm out of here. They barely escaped death at the hands of a bunch of mutants. Women's rights. Here we go. She's putting the foot down. Good for her. Wow, what a dick. I hope he totally gets killed by these people.
Dames. Wow. When was this written?
Dude, I know.
I'm going to start calling women dames. That's my thing now. Rotary phone. I don't think we would have even.
We had one at my parents' house probably until like the year 2000. I'm not
really?
even kidding. Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
I think my grandparents had one, but we definitely had a touch tone phone. Or we had one with a giant cord.
I remember that. We had one that had like a retractable cord kind of. What the heck is
wow,
this?
you guys were fancy.
Was that a version of him?
I think
or was
so.
it just a different, they made it look so much like him.
Yeah, it's just all the people in the town are his creations.
Well, good. He was going to ruin this town. He's got to be in there somewhere, the doctor. Good. That's kind of dark. I'm not gonna lie. A little dark. If it wasn't so bright. Look at the covers of those. UFO. I want that magazine. Faces. I want Faces magazine.
Truth.
Why? What the hell was that? Why is a fish scary? This reminds me of that Muppet Babies episode where Fozzie was the salesman and like all the books had the stuff inside of them.
Yeah. This is a really good one for the puns. Like, this is a solid pun episode.
Oh, yeah. These shows are just fun.
Yeah.
I would show these to my class, but they're really jaded about cartoons. Kids today like hate cartoons. They're because of Disney that went all live action in like the late 90s and early 2000s. Like that's all anyone does now. No one does cartoons anymore. It's all like cartoons are basically like the animated stuff for little baby kids. And then by the time you're like 4 or 5, you love, the Disney live action stuff.
Which I think that's 10 times worse than any cartoons they could.
I agree.
Like Gravity Falls is a million times better than any of those live action Disney shows.
But look who Gravity Falls is made for. It's totally made for adults. Like, I mean, kids could watch it, but same with like Adventure Time. That's not made for kids. No way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regular show. Nope. None of the cartoons are actually made for children anymore.
But Adventure Time, like kids could watch it if they wanted to. They don't think they're watching regular show.
Yeah. I know that when Adventure Time was like season 1 or 2 is when I was teaching 4th grade at the time. And a lot of the kids were not like allowed to watch it because their parents were on to the jokes in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know. Brandon, dude, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Yeah. And thank you, Andrea.
Oh yeah, Andrea too. I forgot that window got lost. Muppet Babies. Yeah. Yeah. I watched a lot of Muppet Babies. I have that somewhere on like some hard drive, all those shows.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And thank you for getting up on a Saturday morning. I know that's not easy. So
what time zone are you in?
I'm in Eastern time zone.
Eastern. Okay.
Okay. So it's not as early for you as it is.
Yeah.
For us. Oh, no. And it's not even that early for us. Andrea, what time is it? Like 5 in the afternoon for you or something like that? She's in Germany. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, then like we said, we started doing these Saturday morning cartoons for, the Europeans that listen. And Pete too. Sometimes Pete pops in here.
Yeah, he'll join us for Bad Movie Night every once in a while too, because he's actually in Australia. So when we do Bad Movie Night, it's like 10 in the morning there.
That's literally the opposite of what time it is.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting. It's been so cool to get people kind of from all around the world because we have a listener in Taipei as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's been cool.
That's awesome.
Getting these addresses and sending out like all the thank you cards and stuff. It's like, wow, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Yeah. And it's weird because, whatever, I'm typical American. I'm not used to international addresses. And like, there's a lot you put in there. The first time I did it, maybe it was even for Andrea, actually. When I went to the post office, they're like, oh, it'd help if you put the country on there. Oh, I never even considered that I would have to put a country on there, but you're right. That makes sense, actually. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the British ones mess me up the most because they have like a county that they have to you have to put, and then their city or their town.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of information to have to put in there.
I'll tell you, Taipei was a weird one too. That was,
I bet.
Like Taipei, you have to put it like twice because it's the name of like the city or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Pete's address was really weird as well. Like it was a mixture of our kind of address and the British kind of address. They have postal codes that are more like ours, but then they still have the I think they have like the state, the Australian state.
Yeah.
And then the city. So
Andrea says U.S. addresses are confusing to her.
I bet. Yeah, you can grow up with it.
Yeah. There's not enough information on them for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Take care. Have a good week.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.